Hello everybody, my name is Kirby Kwan Jr. and today we are back with yet another Memoirs of a Ratchet Asian Kid Retail Edition. For those who didn't figure it out with this fancy little fedora hair, I actually work at the hat department of a store. And sometimes there are some customers that really get on your nerves, bro. What was that voice?
Come again, this is Kirby Kwan Jr. Let's go.
When I first started working retail, because it's actually my first retail job, I never actually understood why, some of my coworkers would genuinely hate some customers that come all the time. Because I'm like, well, they're doing business, right? Right?
No.
So for the sake of ease, I'm going to refer to this customer as the camo guy. And there is a reason why. But let me go ahead and explain that this actually started off as a perfectly normal day. I wasn't getting pissed off or anything. Like my coworker wasn't getting cheese or anything. Everything was all good, right? So this is what happens. He walks into the store and, you know, it's perfectly normal. I greet him and I say, hey, how you doing and everything. But he looked like he already knew what he was looking for. So then he greets me back, says, hi, I'm doing fine and everything. And then he picks up this one snapback. I remember it like fucking perfectly. It was a New Era 950. It had camo on the brim and then it had black on the dome and then camo on the top button as well. So basically black and camo. I remember this so distinctly. And then he picks it up and he asks me, oh, can I try it on? I'm like, yeah, man, go for it. Try it on. He tries it on. You know, he observes in the mirror and shit, making sure everything looks good. And then he asks me for my opinion, and I tell him, yeah, man, it's a black and camo hat. It looks good with everything, pretty much, especially in the fall. Because at that time, fall was about to hit us in Canada, in Toronto. And then he goes, oh, cool, yeah, what's the price? I'm like, yeah, if you turn the thing around, it's actually going to be in the bottom of the brim, and then it should show you. It's probably going to be around 41 bucks, because that's how much snapbacks cost in Canada. And lo and behold, it was $41. And then it goes, do you have any deals going on? I'm like, yeah, we have buy one and then get the second one for just half price. Buy one, get one 50% off. And then it goes, oh, okay, how about for just one hat? I'm like, we're not having that. And then it goes, okay, let me think about that for a second. I'm like, great, cool, come back anytime you wish. You know, the hat's gonna be there for you pretty much unless someone else buys it. It's like, okay, cool, whatever. And then it leaves. So far, perfectly normal, right? But then he comes back, and it's not like he comes back immediately, like he forgot something or he had like a question he forgot to ask. And it's not also like he came back like a day or two later. He literally comes back in like an awkward time span of about 15-20 minutes, right? And then he comes back and he looks for the exact same hat as if it never happened. Yeah, I was talking to you earlier about the snapback, right? So that theory got debunked because clearly he recognized me as being the only Asian in that day. And, you know, that's cool. And I just told him, yeah, you was talking to me earlier. The price did not change in the 15 minutes or anything. Would you like to purchase it now? And he goes, let me think about it for a little bit. So then he tries it on again. You know, he's in the mirror, shifting the thing around, taking a good look. Right, he walks around the store, which you can do that, especially like as long as you keep it in the department. And then he asks like the other coworker that was working with me for an opinion, and she just kind of like really stiffly says it looks fine. And then he asks his other customers too. So then I went to my coworker and I asked her, hey, why are you like so like kind of arms with this dude? And then she explains to me how this fool would always come into our store, look for that exact same hat for the past 3 or 4 months, every single day without fail, and he comes to the store at least 5 times a day. And I'm like, no, right? Like that's a joke, right? Right?
No.
So after harassing every single customer, he comes back to me and he says, you know what? I'll think about it some more and then I'll come back. And then I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. And then I put it in the shelf again, you know. And at the very least, he wasn't like a dickhead who like takes a hat and then like tosses it to like another shelf, and then I have to spend like 15 minutes looking for that hat to put in the right shelf or the right like rack or whatever. So, you know, at least he was like a polite customer. It's just really fucking annoying. Something I forgot to mention was for this day, it was actually closing shift for me, and I started at 4 p.m. and then we closed at 9 p.m. right? So within the course of 5 hours, well, you're about to find out. At this point, I think it was maybe like 7 o'clock, and then the same man comes again. And since I know for a fact he knows who I am at this point, I bust out the hat from the back because it's literally the counter's right here, and then the hat he was looking for is like right behind me. So I just pick up the hat and I say, you back for this? And then it goes, yeah, I was thinking about it. I'm like, I know you were thinking about it. You was here for like 5,000 times, right? So then he tries it on, and then he does the same routine. He asks me, what do you think about the hat? I explain to him, camel, black, fall, perfect, you know. And then he starts asking other customers, what do you think about this hat, man? It looks fine, and yada yada yada. And then they're like, yeah, they said almost the exact same thing that I said. Yeah, like he said, black, camo, fall, perfect, right? And then he looks at every fucking mirror in the store as if there's a fucking difference. Like, it's the same mirror. You know, it looks at mirror 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we had like 7, maybe 6 mirrors. And he like went around the entire perimeter of our department just looking at the fucking mirrors and then analyzing to see, does this work? Does this work and shit? Whew. So then he comes back to me. And this time, like at this moment, there's like, the store's kind of dead. There's like maybe like 5 customers that are like browsing. And then I'm at the counter and there's no one in line or anything. So he comes up to the counter and I'm thinking, hallelujah, he's finally going to pay with his hand, right? Nope. So he pulls up and he says, you know what? And he slides the hat across the counter and says, I'll think about it. The price is just a little bit too much. And I'm like, what the fuck? Now, typically when someone does that, I try my best to use my trick of look at the current deal. Maybe you can find something that you like. So I told him again that we currently have buy one, get the second half price, right? So then he says, oh, let me think about it. And then my coworker just stares at me like, Kirby, why are you even trying with this dude? So he picks up another hat. It's very similar, except this one, it's like a completely camo snapback. And he does the same thing again. Oh, do you think it looks nice and shit like that? I'm like, yes, camo fall. We've been through this before. And then he harasses other customers. Hey, what do you guys think? And then they said the same thing. Just ask the employee. And I'm like, hello. Camo works with fall all the time, right? And then he stacks the two together and he says, oh, how much will these two cost together? And since it's 2 snapbacks, standard snapbacks, 41. So, you know, buy one, get one 50% off. And then tax on top. I did the math in my head. I'm like, that should come out to like just under 70. Right? Like 69 something. I don't know if that's actually true. I'll check my math afterwards. But it should come out to around like $69, right? And it says, oh, wow. Let me think about it. I'll be right back. And then I want to say about 7:30, this fool comes back again. So then he comes back at around like 7:30. But I don't know about this because at this point, I'm actually on my break. And then after the break, or my break, I walk back outside. And then my coworker said, yo, Kirby, do you know who the fuck just came back? Who? Was it like the district manager? Like, what's going on? And then she's like, no, it's that fucking camel guy again. And I was like, what was he looking for? Did you find them at the counter? And then she's like, yes, I did. And guess what he did? And I'm like, oh, hold on. I think I know exactly what he did. Oh, what do you think about this hat? Or what do you think about this hat? Then we go harass some customers, come back in all mirrors, and then ask you one more time, ask for the price, and then tell you to stow it away. Absolutely spot on, yes. So now it is 8:30. The store closes in half an hour, and guess who miraculously came the fuck back? It's the same camo dude. With the same 2 hats. He's asking me again about the fucking camo hats. Oh, what do you think about this? Black with camo, full camo, snapback, whatever. And I'm like, it looks good. Fall. $69. Come on, man. Come on. Right? So it's 6:30. He comes inside and he's still in our store. At this point, it's like 8:55. Basically, we closed the gate. We're not letting any more customers come in. It's only whomever's left in our department, right? So we're like, we're gonna have to cash you out, and then you guys are gonna have to leave. So please, you know, just hurry up. We're not gonna rush you or anything, but you know, let's just wrap the day up, right? So in line, there's like this white dude that I'm cashing out, the camo dude, and then like these 2 Japanese girls behind him. So I cash out the white dude, and then it's the camo dude, right? I was like, Lord Jesus, yes, on the 5th try, you're finally going to buy them, right? So I scanned it into the system, you know, $49, but this one is going to be half price. Your total comes to just under $70, 69. Let's just say it's like 69.50 or some shit, right? And then he stares at me like this. Look. It's 69? But I thought it was buy one, get one 50% off. Why is it 69? So then I said, yes, buy one, get one 50% off. And then, you know, we have this thing called tax you have to pay on top of that. So that's why it is $69. And then, this is his face. Now look, within our department of 7 or 8, I believe I'm probably like top 2 most calm and lax, like out of everybody else, because I'm really like anti-confrontational and I don't really like to like cause attention or anything or make a customer feel like shit. But Fam, you're holding up the line. We're closing. You've been here 5 fucking times this one day. This one day! And you still haven't bought anything yet. There are 2 cute Japanese girls behind you who are waiting patiently in line, and even they're starting to get frustrated. So I finally said, are you buying this? Or nah? So then my coworker, who was already closing the other cash register, she just straight up takes the hats and shoves them back into the shelf. And then he says, I'll come back for them. And then we close the store up. For that particular weekend, I was working back to back, and guess who showed up the next fucking day? It was the same camel guy running the same fucking routine. So basically, we purposely shipped off the camel hats to a different store. That's not true. That's not true. I wish we did that though. That would have been funny. So the same motherfucker comes back, visit our store like 5 times and shit. And then my boss was like, wait, is that the guy that y'all talking about? I'm like, yes, motherfucker, that's the guy we always talking about, because he always asks me about the same 2 motherfucking hats. So then on about the 10th consecutive day of him coming back into our department all the time, looking at the same fucking black and camel Blue Jay snapback, he finally buys it, right? So when he made the purchase, I made sure I did this. I didn't ask him for the email receipt or anything. I asked him, would you like to keep your receipt? I could toss this out, right? I mean, you paid in cash, so it's, you know, it's fine, right? You know, none of your info was in this and shit. And he goes, yeah, please toss it out for me. I'm like, great, perfect. So I ripped that shit into a million little pieces and tossed it into the trash can. Just to make sure he doesn't come back to fucking return this hat, because I would be genuinely frustrated. And then I never seen him again. Now remember how I told you in one day he visited our store like 5 times? Consider that I had to deal with this for literally about a month. A whole fucking month of the same dude asking me the same fucking questions. Bringing the hats to the counter, coming close, we're actually scanning in the items into the system for him to cash out, and then him deciding not to at the last second. A whole month of that shit, man. A whole month. You can imagine how annoyed I was. But I finally got his ass. Accidentally gay. But yes, that is going to be the whole entire story about the camel man. I've been like rambling for, holy shit, for like 20 minutes now. I'm probably gonna chop the shit up, but still, that's just some shit I need to get off my chest. By the way, something funny, this fedora I'm wearing, it's actually not even from our store. I actually got it from H&M. It's like 20 bucks, man, and it looks decent. Anyways, my name is Kirby Kwan, Jr. from the 6. Make sure that you know what you want to do when you're shopping. I'm out, y'all.